Hello, and welcome to CareerVerse. If you are watching this, you have already been registered and have been successfully logged into the dashboard. Um, Today, I'm going to show you how to create classrooms, view those different classrooms so you can watch and view the different progress from your students as they're going through the platform in real time. So on your dashboard, you'll have two buttons, one saying create classrooms and the other one being view classrooms. You'll also be able to access it in this rollout menu here on the left-hand side. So you'll create a classroom and you can set this up however you want. We recommend setting them up based on the different periods maybe, or just different groups of students that you have at any particular time. This will allow you to track the data and group it logically based on how you want to track it. So it's kind of up to you. You can do one massive classroom if that's easier for you, or you can split it up however you want to do it. We give you the power to do that. So however you want to set that up, but the idea would be that you plug in whatever you want that name to be. So I'll set this up as a second period science as an example. I'll create that classroom. And then immediately what you're provided with is a downloadable PDF that will have two pieces of information that are in particular very important for the students. The first being a code that they will need to register on CareerVerse to be added to your classroom. Without that code, they won't be able to be added to your classroom. So it's very important that they at least get that code so they are able to be added successfully. You can download that PDF just by clicking the button there. And then you can send that PDF to your students electronically. You can send it, if you're there physically in the classroom, you could technically write that code up on the board or pass that out wherever you want. The only things that they're going to really need are the code and then a link to the website so they can register that code and be added to your classroom. So after you set that up, you'll have a confirmation screen that says the name and then that code that I was referring to. So this is the code that you'll need. You don't have to copy it from here, but you can. Like I said, that will be in the PDF that you did download. And each PDF that you do, each classroom that you create will have a unique PDF with a unique code assigned to it. So don't worry about needing to lose that or what have you. So each one will have a unique code so you can track that. Once you've verified that, you'll just hit finish, and then you'll be taken to the dashboard for that particular classroom. Once students start registering for the classroom, you'll be able to see them here in this dashboard. And as an example, when you go to view all of your classrooms, you'll click My Classrooms, and you'll see all the classrooms that you've created here on the dashboard. And then, like I said, as students start registering, you'll start seeing them here on the back end. And then you'll be able to track their progress in terms of the different worlds they've explored, the missions they've completed in those worlds, the achievements, and then their total points. You can also, for each student, download a full report PDF that will list all of these analytics as well as answers to their assessment questions from each world that they complete. And that'll just be by clicking that button here, and then you'll see a report out of everything that's here. Of course, there's nothing here on my screen, but on yours, you'll have a complete readout of all of everything that they've accomplished. You can also export all data from the classroom. So if you don't want to just do each student in one at a time, you can export everything as a CSV that will contain everything they've done within the platform. In order to see their assessment questions in particular, though, you'll need to view the individual reports, since the CSV will only contain numerical data. If you ever need to re-download the instruction document for each classroom, you can do that here on your dashboard as well, just by clicking this button. And then once students start registering and you see them within the dashboard here on the back end, you'll be able to view that real time. So as soon as they do something, it should update. Once you refresh your screen, it'll be updated. If you run into any trouble as you're using this, there is a feedback button here where you can type in your information or whatever the feedback is, whether it's a bug or you just want to give us some helpful feedback on maybe improving the system. And then if you submit that, our team will receive that, and it'll be associated with the email that is on file. So we'll be able to communicate with you via that way. Also, once the PDF is, if you do decide to send this PDF to your students, again, it'll have the code here, and then it'll have a link for them that'll take them straight to the registration page. Once they click that, they'll be taken to register for their account. They'll plug in that classroom code that they had right there, which I will do here to show you exactly what I mean by a confirmation. Plug that in here, and once you do that, it will give them a verification of what classroom they're being added to, so they can know that they've done it correctly. If they don't see a classroom listed under it after they've added the code, they may want to double check the code to make sure they've typed it in correctly. And then they can go through and finish the registration. All we ask for is their school email or whatever email that they want to have on file, their first, last name, and then some sort of password that they want to create. And that's it. If they've already registered for an account with maybe another teacher or whatever the case is, all they'll have to do is plug in a new code, and they'll be able to be added to that classroom without having to create an entirely new account. If you have any questions or run into any trouble, please use the feedback button. Our team will be standing by to help you. And I hope you enjoy using CareerVerse, and please provide any helpful feedback to us that you might have to improve the experience for you and your students. And thank you, and have a good day.